What I think the world saw was something that was confusing and not well communicated, and it gave rise to fears that China's economy was in a much weaker place than it actually appears to be or was perceived by policymakers to be. China's economy is not as interconnected to the global financial system as the U.S. or the European economies.
That'll surprise some people to hear.
And I mean, what is very much interconnected is the flows of purchases, imports, exports. I mean, if you're an exporter from a developing, emerging market of raw materials to China, and you think growth is dropping even faster than it is, that has a huge impact on what you think the future looks like. I think that the world saw a policy that was, by the government here, meant to be a move towards a more market-oriented exchange rate, but it was interpreted as an attempt to drive down the RMB because of fears of economic weakness. As that got communicated more clearly, I think it kind of settled out. What it underscores is how important it is that as one of the two largest economies in the world, China become more adept at communicating its policy path and its analysis of its own economy, because the world and markets are hanging on what China thinks is going to be the next step in its economy in so many ways.
Have you made that case to your Chinese counterpoints that they need to communicate more regularly, more clearly?
Yeah, I've had many conversations in August, the week of the kind of disruption in markets. I was actually on vacation that week. I was on the phone with China for a bunch of my vacation, urging them to first ask them to explain what they'd done. When I understood what they perceived their action to be, I immediately said, that is not what the world saw.
And they were receptive to that.
And it took them a few days, but the deputy governor of their central bank went out and offered a much more clear explanation that started to help settle things down. Governor Zhou made gave a long interview where he explained the views. That helped. But the thing about communicating government policy, as we know all too well in the United States, is not something you do once. Because every day the world is wondering, are things the way they were yesterday? Are you on the path you were on? Are you on a new path? It's something you have to keep at.